Okay, so moving forward, we have the lesson number 8. The title of this lesson is Journal Metrics. So, what are the factors that you have to consider while selecting the target journal for your paper? So here we assume that you already have done some basic background homework, like which are the journals suitable for your topic, like which are the journals which are working in the target area which you have addressed in your research paper. So basically you have shortlisted a few journals, and let us say you have 3 or 4 journals ready at hand which have been shortlisted after basic homework, like whether it is whether the journal scope covers your area or not, or whether your that journal is publishing similar papers as reported in your research paper or not. So basically all this background check you have done, and finally you have shortlisted 3 to 4 journals. So out of that 3 to 4 journals, which one to shortlist and which one to proceed? So if you want to decide, so then you have to know a few more metrics or few more factors you have to consider. So the main so three main factors you should be considered while finalizing on the journal. So one is the frequency of the journal. So how often does that journal comes out, like how often the issues are published? Is it published 24 times a year, or is it published 18 times a year, or 12 times in a year, or 6 times in a year, or only 4 times in a year, or only 3 times in a year? So once in each quarter, is it being published? So all these things you have to see. And if it's being published more number of times per year, then there are high chances that they will somewhere accommodate your number. So many times the papers are rejected in the olden days because of lack of space. So nowadays it's all online and they are hosting it in the online first. But in the olden days, they used to have this limited paper and limited content per year. So they used to reject papers based on that reason also. So if your journal is publishing 18 issues per year compared to another journal which only offers 6 issues per year, then definitely it's better to prefer the uh, journal which rolls out frequent issues. And second factor is the acceptance ratio. So you should also keep in mind the acceptance ratio of the journal, because if the acceptance rate is very low, like 5% acceptance, that means 95% of the articles are being rejected by this journal for one reason or the other. It may be desk rejection, or maybe the editor did not like it, or maybe the peer reviewers did not like it, or the journal is too much rigorous and expects lot of work from the authors, or maybe the journal holds high standards and only if the articles reach that threshold then only they are accepting. So whatever be the reason, the journal is maintaining 5% acceptance rate, and that is indicating you that you should not approach those kind of journals. So even though the journal is popular in your subject, even though it is well respected, you should not consider such journals, because your job is to get your paper accepted, and you should finish your PG or PhD, whatever it is. And like, you are not going to prove to anyone that I have submitted in this journal, my paper is accepted in this prestigious Nature journal. So who wants that? Nobody wants that actually, unless your guide is hell bent that you should submit to only this journal. That's a different story. But otherwise, if your guide or supervisor is flexible, then it does not make sense to go for such a low acceptance ratio journal, and to show off that you or your research is very high standard. So you are not going to prove anything to anybody. So don't make such attempts. So think wise, act wise, and try to submit to the journals which have a decent acceptance ratio, at least 20% acceptance rate. Okay, so the third factor which you have to remember while selecting the journals is the speed of the journal. Speed means like how much time does it take for the peer review? Like, is it taking 2 months on an average, 8 weeks, or 12 weeks, or 6 months, or 1 year? So, what is the speed with which a journal is accepting or rejecting the article? So, even rejection also, I have seen my friends, like a rejection mail comes after 1 year. So what a pain, waiting for 1 year, and then one mail comes after 1 year with two lines only: paper not suitable for this journal, and try local conferences. So it's so much disheartening that they have taken 1 year to tell that sentence. It feels so much bad. So acceptance or rejection, it should come very quickly. Then we can move on to the next journal. We can close this chapter and move on with the next journal. We will know something, right? So here you have to watch out for the journal pages. They will mention such details like how long they take to get the first decision. So first decision means, if you see this first decision, this is a very tricky term, because first decision may be anything, like even the once you submit your paper, they are going for the editorial staff checking, like they are checking the plagiarism, they are checking the formatting, or they are checking the word count, or they are checking something. So, or even after that stage, it is going to the editor. So editor may try to reject your paper. So that is first decision. Okay, so first decision may come within 4 days or 1 week. That's not a big deal. You should not be fooled by that term. So instead, what you have to see is when they are giving the first peer review decision, like after submitting the article for the peer review, when do those comments come back? When are you going to expect? When can you expect the first round of peer review comments? So that is what you have to concentrate, and that is what the information which you have to look for, and based on that you have to make a choice. Okay, so once the paper has been sent to the peer review, how long does it take? Is it coming back within 4 weeks, or it is taking 6 weeks, or 20 weeks, or 52 weeks? How much time it is taking to give the first peer review decision? Okay, and sometimes in the journal pages you might also see this kind of values, like mean is this much, median is this much, and those are also not giving a full indication of the journal speed, because you can easily get confused by seeing this type of values. Because I will tell you a standard example. Let us say I have 5 papers. First paper decision is given within 10 days, second paper decision is given in 30 days, and so on. So these are the time which the journal has taken to decide about the 5 papers, like it is in days. And what is the average or mean of this? It is 50 days. But same journal, let us say 5 papers are there, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 days for the first decision. Then also the mean is 50 days. Okay, so mean alone does not give the complete indication of the journal speed. So what if someone is too much lucky and his paper gets decision within 10 days, and you are not lucky, so you wait for the 90 days? Or even in this case, the standard deviation is very less, variance is very less. Like almost all the papers are getting accepted or rejected within the 40 to 50 to 60 days. So this kind of distribution, if it is there with the less variance, then it's good, but you never know what is the distribution of that journal. So some papers they may be deciding very quickly, some papers they may be taking a long time. So you cannot really rely on that mean value. Similarly, median also is very much tricky. Let us say 310 days, 45 days, 150 days, and 35 days. So these five for 5 papers, these are the decision time that the journal is taking. Now you know how to calculate the median. So first arrange all these values in the ascending order, and then select the middle element. So middle element is 45 days. So I can easily say like median value for this journal is 45 days. So you will be easily tempted. Okay, 45 days is how much? 1.5 months, 6 weeks only. So this journal is quite fast. So let us quickly submit our article to this journal. But see there, one of the value is 150 days. Okay, 150 days is how much? Too much. 5 months. This is 300, 10 months. Right. So this mean or median, they do not give a complete indication of the journal speed. So, sir, what we have to do? What is the solution for this? So, first, what you have to do is you have to go and look out for the actual paper, full text PDF of the paper you download. Suppose if it is a open access journal, you can easily download the PDF of the previous papers. You check the current issue, previous issue, the one previous to it, and you download some papers, 5 or 6 papers. See the PDF. In that PDF, they will mention when was it submitted, when was it revised, when was it accepted. So based on that, you analyze how much time they are taking to submission to first revision. Okay, so for revision to acceptance will be quickly. Generally nowadays when the revision is taking place, acceptance is not taking a lot of time. Okay, so in this manner you have to analyze. So suppose if the journal is not open access, if it's a subscription model, then you have to go to your institute library and check the IEEE Explorer or LCVR database, and there you can see some journals, they mention straight away in the website itself, when was it submitted, when was it revised, and all that details. So those are the details which will give you a true indication of the journal speed. And if you are okay with that much time, like 3 months or 6 months, so then you can proceed with that kind of journal. So I think these are the factors in addition to checking whether the article is within the scope of the journal or not. So that is the first and foremost thing, because if your article is does not lie in the scope of the journal, then they will directly reject it, or they will be least interested to consider your paper. So first you have to ensure and shortlist at least 3 to 4 journals which are falling in the exact area or in the broad area also of your research. And then you have to do this step, like check the frequency. If the journal has more issues per year, try to prefer those kind of journals, and try to prefer the journals which have a decent acceptance ratio, like 15 above 15 or above 20% acceptance. And speed of the journal also you have to watch out, and don't go by these tricky terms like first decision or by mean or median, because they will not give you a true picture or the true indication of the speed of the journal. Yeah, I think that's all in this lesson. So hope you understood how to analyze the journal metrics and what are the factors to be considered while selecting the journal for sending your article.